Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my channel, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Guys, yes, I decided to come on. I wanted to come on yesterday, but I was in and out of other lives, jumping on other people's channel, trying to see, what am I missing? Guys, like I said, we all have a right to agree to disagree when it comes to these reality shows, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, Real Housewives of Atlanta. We all have a right to agree to disagree, and we get very passionate about, our favorite, which, in here, I try to be team right. I try to give a honest commentary, but I just been in and out trying to figure out, trying to see, what am I missing? If I don't see something or I miss something, let me know, because what I see right here and reading some of those comments, to me, it's like, I don't know, it's very demonic. I see Talk with Shanna. Yeah, I was on her channel, very beautiful person. Let me go ahead and add her in, because I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to figure out, what am I missing? Because I've been reading all the comments and everything, and I just I'm trying to figure out, what's going on. It's like, I mean, it's just so much hate, you know. Yeah, Shanna, come on in. I went ahead and dropped my link. Okay, yes, guys. Talk with Shannon. She's coming on my live, and we're gonna see if we can go ahead and break some of this stuff down. I was on her live yesterday and the other day, trying to see, from other people's viewpoint, because, like I say, some of this stuff I really, not too deep in it, or you know, I don't sit, every week and just watch it, but pretty much, they all runs the same way. Yeah, I went ahead and dropped the link, Shannon. You welcome, welcome. And guys, if you're just coming on, welcome, welcome to my live Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also, I want to go ahead and thank all the new subscribers that came on board. Yes, I decided to go back, and do reality shows, give my views, because, to me, I see that, people, they are just one-sided. You just have to weigh it all out and just call it, as you see it, not to sit there and get all caught up in these people personal lives and stuff like that. But we're gonna see if we can go ahead and break some of that down. I was waiting for Talk with Shannon to come on. She's probably having problems trying to get on. But in the meantime, like I said there and say, this right here, to me, when it comes to these reality shows, is getting a little out of hand. And it's like we all watching the same show, but we seen two different things, which I know, we all not going to see it out the same way, but it's like apples and oranges. If you see a apple, you're gonna say, hey, that is an apple. And last night I was listening to, okay, that's Shannon on. Hold on. Hey, Shannon, let me see if I can go ahead and welcome to my live. Thank you for holding up. You say you was coming on, and you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you also have your own channel. You want to go ahead and talk about it, Shannon?
Hi everybody. My name is Lana. Basically, people know me as Lana, but my real name is Ucha. And because it's traditional, basically, I don't like people ruining my name, so I just kept it at Lana.
Oh,
So
Lana. Okay, so call you Lana, right?
yes. So
Okay.
my channel is Talk with Lana, and I decided to come up here because when I saw the title, I was like, "Oh, this is quite interesting," because I always love your perspective because it's quite rare to on these YouTube streets basically to see someone who doesn't really like melody, if I'm putting it the right way.
It's not that
I
I
wish.
don't like her, because I don't know
And
these people. It's just
yeah,
that, I try to give a unapologetic, unbiased view. But,
okay,
I don't really know her to say that I don't like her. But continue on.
yeah, because I'm not a melometer. Is that what they call them? Yeah, melometer. But I guess I'm biased. I'm going to be very honest because I'm biased. So, your title is can is it time for Mel to leave? And I think not. I don't know if you were privy to join Destiny's Live this morning.
I
I
saw
was
it
supposed to.
last night. Yeah, I did see it last night. I didn't know she came on live this morning,
Yeah.
but I did see
Oh,
her live last night.
let me tell you, she came live, and anyways, this morning stroke yesterday night, she dropped. The live was in two parts, which was very smart. So the first part of the live, she was answering so many questions about Melody that even the people on the live were telling her to stop.
Hmm.
And I was watching it and I'm like, girl, you are being given the last chance. And you are still talking about the same. It's just like it's exhausting for me because I want to see you win. As I don't think I don't like Destiny. I just hate the fact that she's giving us nothing. And then she's
Did
like,
did you
"Oh,
go? Did you record it on your
yeah,
channel? You
yeah, I
you you
recorded
recorded it?
the whole 1 hour. I was there from the beginning to the
Let me let
end."
me let me go ahead and put it on. Can I put it on my channel so I can see so we can go ahead and talk about it?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so you can continue talking. I'm just on your page right now trying to see if I can go ahead and pull it up.
So in the live, she was like, "Oh, Melody has been deceiving you." In the first 2 minutes that I did not get, because I was trying to see what she was saying on the live, she was like, "Melody has been deceiving the viewers, and she's talking about giving me money, but she was also broke, and I gave her my credits. Her car was always stopping, and then I had to pick her up. Basically, just trying to make it seem like she was broke." And I'm like, we the viewers do not know. It's like, why are you telling us something we cannot confirm? You say she's broke. I can't confirm. You say you used your credits on her. I can't confirm. And then you keep speaking like she was speaking 1 hour asking answering questions about this lady, and you're like, oh, people say you want the tea, but now that I'm giving the tea, there's a problem with the tea. And I'm exhausted because it almost seems like now this next season it's going to be a storyline because we know how all these things happen. Very soon they'll talk about, oh, Destiny, you were live talking about me and I didn't like that, and then to transpire to transfer to the show, and then she will act confused because she deleted the first part of that live. She ended the first part after she said so many things, and when she realized that, oh, if this live stays on my page, people are going to come for me, so she deleted that one, and that's about the first 25 minutes. Then she was live again for about 37 minutes plus, answering questions again, but the questions were not as deep as the one she answered in the first 25 minutes. So I was like, the reason why people keep saying Melody should not leave the show is one, she was part of the initial brain of the show. Two, if she leaves, people like Destiny would not really have anything because girl keeps saying you give us something, and then all you're still giving us this new season that is being shot is still Melody. And I just I because now they will go, oh, did you see Melody complained about my life? Oh, I said something about Melody, and this thing they will talk about it for about 4 5 episodes, and it will drag and drag and drag and drag and drag along. So the only time I would say, oh, it's time for Melody to leave is when the cast can be comfortable enough to say, oh, I'm going to be transparent with my lifestyle. Or if possible, they need to bring in, you know how Readers of Potomac, they have so many women, so it gives like a balanced it gives a balanced situation where there is drama coming from every single person. Everybody has their own storyline. And I said this yesterday, by the time you had already left, or I don't know if you were still there, I said if we had another family that was not the Scots in this show, some of the narratives or some of the things that are being said um would not be, what I put it, would not be said, because there will be balance. The show is imbalanced right now. And as much as most of them have beef or hate for Melody, which I do not know what's going on in private. They keep saying something is happening in private. I'm not privy to all this. So if you're not going to tell me, I cannot defend you either. So it's just like everybody has a beef with this woman, and people keep saying, "Oh, you can be a common denominator."
And
But I,
and that's not to cut you off, but that's why I went ahead and came on your platform, because I'm trying to see, through you guys' eyes, trying to see what you all see when it comes to this show. Because just like you had said about Melanie, and I think I had read also in the comments that Melanie is her show, and if she leaves, that's it. But that is not true. It's not Melanie's show. Melanie pitched the show to uh whoever she pitched it to, and then it got into caller's hands, and he pitched it to on network. But Melanie does not cut those checks. Just like when Melanie was digging up Marcel's past by trying to get the woman who was said to have an affair with Marcel, it was talking about like $5,000. Melanie said she was not coming out of pocket with it. She was going to, see if she can get it from the producers. So Melanie is not cutting the checks. And if Melanie decide to leave today or tomorrow, um, I truly believe that she can be replaced. And the reason why I say that she can be replaced, I think that they already have a B plan. And the B plan was, just like I said on your show, is to go ahead and bring, for now, Sheree to go ahead and fill Melanie's spot. And I believe that those ratings going to go high, even higher. So that's what I was trying to go ahead and explain on your platform, Lana.
yeah, Sheree is not even liked.
Yeah, I
So
understand. I understand, but I think that she can be able to pull something off on that show of Love and Marriage in Huntsville.
tell you something. I think you were not understanding Ebony's view. Ebony was not saying this is Mel's show. She's trying to say Mel. She was trying to tell you that Mel ran the show. You know, like when Nini was in Real House of Atlanta, and they're like, "Oh, this is almost like the Nini show," because she
I
was in
understand.
yes, so she was in every single conversation, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, she's the common denominator." And now, when Nini left, the show is going downhill. Let's not pretend it's not.
Mhm.
But regardless of it going downhill, the friendships that were created out of the hatred of, oh, we do not like this lady, oh, we have a problem with this lady, they all started breaking down.
Yeah, so
That's
I don't want to lose my thought with Nene, since you brought up Nene. See, Nene and Melanie, they cut from two different cloths.
yeah,
Nene,
they
when
are.
she based that show, when she pitched the show, first of all, Nene didn't pitch the show. It was someone else that Nene knew, and Nene went ahead and got all of, the castmates together. But it's still Nina's baby. The show was, built around Nina, because, Nina pretty much, she, you
She
know,
pretty much made the franchise.
yeah, yeah, yes. And a lot of fans did leave, and I was one of them, because all my subscribers, mainly what I have right now, came from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I was trying to revamp it, stay away from these reality shows, but for some reason, it's just keep coming back to it. So I say I might as well just go ahead and just keep it, entertainment, keep it reality, because that's where all my subscribers came from. But Nene, when she pitched that show with her cast members, they were pretty much aboard. They pretty much was aware of what's going to take place, living behind the gate, women, married, living up that life. So the story was already, and the foundation was already laid out. So they knew what, they was working with. They knew exactly how they was going to go ahead and pitch this reality show. But when it comes to Melanie, Melanie, she had pitched a show that, just like I said on your channel, that it was going to be, a bunch, well, it was going to be a group, of the comeback group, how they all, you know, entrepreneurs, building, and, making that money. But the show turned to another different storyline. It made it all about Melanie and her marriage, which it was not supposed to be like that, because even Carlos King, he said, it took him for a loop, because he didn't know that Melanie was going to go and put that out on the table when they all was coming together around the table to talk about business. But they talked about, Melanie talked about her business. So if Melanie wanted to go and put her business out there, before time, then this is the consequences. This is what she's, is nobody to blame but herself, Lana. So, that's how I view it.
So I do get where you're going, but there are two things that we need to get down. One, if Melody had not spoken about her situation with Mattel, let's not pretend. Like, I don't like when people pretend. The show would not even be existing anymore.
So you don't think that the show would exist if
Mm-mm.
Melanie leaves the show? You don't think that the
Be-
show would go
People,
on?
white shows where they're talking about business, people really do not even look at the business. Yes, people keep saying, like, I'm going to speak for myself. I want the show to go back to probably season one, where we still had drama but business. Because now, from what we're even hearing, they actually do shoot their business parts, but Carlos conveniently removes it. So, because this is Melody has said it several times that she doesn't understand why the show comes on and nobody's business is being shown at all, because they do shoot while they are in their business locations. Now, two, this was not the show Melody like wanted to come. So I hate when Carlos tries to pretend. You know, I hate the way he tries to pretend, because you're a producer. You could have easily said, "Oh, Melody, we're not doing this here," but he loved it. But it's convenient for him to say, Melody decided to talk about this and I was uncomfortable, so I like, are you kidding me? If this happened in Bravo, do you think Andy would not call them to order? So he's almost acting like Melody took his power as the executive producer and producer, and like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going, like, that lie will not float with me, because if that divorce or the cheating had not come out, and yes, it can be painful that you came on a show and now it's all about one lady. And that's why I've been saying, oh, realized, oh, they're divorced now, but they always still put Melody in the middle of the pictures, like their poster and everything, because they too know that everything almost exclusively revolves around her. Yes, it may be as a result of hate relationship, but it's not something you can stop. And the point I wanted to make before about her being the common denominator, I'm saying it differently. Maybe because in my country we have so many reality TV shows
So where are you
that
from? So where are you from?
Nigeria.
Okay, okay.
So in my country, to be honest, I don't think we'll be having these arguments because there is one thing we really, really hate over here. It's when, even if you hate somebody, making it your life's decision to always talk or to always try to say, oh, I'm going to expose you for who you are. We don't like it over here because it's almost like you are trying to show us how much this person is affecting you. And that's where the Scots come in. I don't necessarily hate the Scots. They are beautiful couples. Um, yes, every couple has their own problems here and there, but I will never say Tisha should leave her husband because it depends on her. I will never tell a woman to leave her husband. She may know whether he's cheating. She may have evidence that he's cheating. They may be in an agreement, but that's on her. I don't know what's going on in her marriage, so I'm not going to speak. But if evidence comes out, then yeah, I will speak.
So how you
But
feel about Marcel and Tisha? How do you feel that, she decide to, not, talk about, Marcel so much in it, whatever is going on outside. But what do you feel about Melanie went ahead and trying to dig up stuff about Marcel, and also Melanie bringing on Tisha's cousin? And if Melanie and Tisha is not friends, don't you think that Melanie just only doing that, just to go and get back at Tisha for some reason? Why would you try to bring up some stuff like that to let Tisha know that her husband is cheating if you're not friends with Tisha? Don't you think that's meddling in these people business? Come on, let's, and that's real talk. If you're not
um,
friends.
yeah. So I do get your point. So I'm going to talk about the three instances: Alonda, Kiki, and what else? I think those are the basic. And her telling her in season one that, do you know if Masao has cheated? Okay, those are the three instances I can only remember that really stick. So I'm going to start off with Alonda. Carlos knows because I think, I don't know. Okay, let me just say, allegedly, something may have happened because when Carlos was trying to say, oh, Melody, you tried to bring the girl into the show. Did you realize in part one that Melody was like, no, you were the one who was on the phone and she was right beside me. So productions and Melody were involved. Carlos knew. And then the Alonda herself was willing to come out. But she was like, the price is not right. And then when she realized and saw the whole drama and everything, she just started that, oh, let me not come out again. And as I said before, I would never allow my enemies see how much I'm affected by them. So if it's true, which I do not know, that she tried to bring Alonda, if it's true, because they are basing it, that's why I said allegedly. They too said it was an alleged stuff. So if it's true, then that was a very sneaky move.
Thank you. And that's all I'm saying,
Oh,
Lana, that's what I'm saying. That is not fair, and I think that Mel should be accountable of doing that, because if you're
but we
not friends,
are.
why would you meddle in these people business? And that's
But
all
we
I'm saying.
are. So
Huh?
that was said allegedly, because it's an alleged T. Because Tisha was like, Alonda reached out to her. And let's be frank, if Alonda really reached out to her, do you think Tisha
Who
wouldn't
is
have?
her? Who is her? Tisha or Melanie? Lana, who she reached out to?
Alonda is the girl that was going to come and expose Marcel. She's
Yes.
Tisha. explained in part one that she reached out to her saying that
To
Melody plans
Melanie,
to
she reached out to Melanie.
no to Tisha.
Oh yes, I remember. I saw them on Instagram when they all was talking. Yes, I did see that.
Quite funny because I watched that Instagram live and I watched that part one reunion where she was like, but she said for $5,000. Now that was what struck me. If there was really an evidence that it happened, there should be a paper trail to prove. And that's what I would say allegedly, because I'm not sure. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to
Yeah.
accuse
But do you
anybody.
think that that was fair on that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to make this make sense. Do you think it was fair for Melanie to go and dig that up when the lady Lana she came on and she said that Melanie is the one that had contacted her and wanted her on that show. Why is Melanie pulling up dirt like that? What did Tisha did to Melanie to for
Ooh,
Melanie to ruin her marriage? It's like
Tisha didn't.
maybe something like you said when you came on early, it's something that happened behind the scene where it end up on the cutting room floor. They don't want us to know. Something might have happened between Tisha
Oh,
and
let me tell
Melanie
you,
that we don't really know.
there's one that I know.
Oh, so
My
this right here, you know?
Yes, Masao was servicing Arion's car. He was basically paying their hotel bills. So that's why people do not give two shits about Masao. That's just the point. And Tisha was making a mockery on Twitter, on Facebook. She was cutting up about the Melody and Mattel's situation, even about this their custody battle. Her and Marcel came on live, which I find very ridiculous. Like the point is, they are all coming at each other, and everybody is crying wolf.
Hi, Queenie. She said, "Good morning, Lady D and Pound in the chat." Queenie is saying, "Good morning to you, Alana."
Because hi Queen, like they are all coming at each other, and then when someone's reaction is disproportionate, they're like, oh, why are you coming for me? If we want to come for each other, to me you need to be ready to take what I dish out, because I'm going to be very frank. When I want to avenge myself, I can be very wicked.
And you see that part I don't know about because see if Tisha was coming for Melanie, it didn't happen on that show. Maybe it happened on Instagram.
That's
So
what everybody
why would
say.
you bring something that happened on Instagram? Just like callers had said, you're not getting paid on Instagram. You're getting
Anyway,
paid on the
this show
show.
this show is mixed with what's happening outside and inside. Just like you see, I was complaining about the custody battle with the way they just made it seem nice. What happened in October was not nice at all.
What happened in October? What happened in October?
Mattel went on live, called Melody a whore, said she was sleeping with over 20 men, said she was stepping out, giving different men fellatio. He recorded his child.
So let's stop right there. Now I understand that part, but that's Melanie and Martell that's putting their business out on social media. So
No,
like
no,
I
no,
said, if you putting your business out on social media, it's fair game for people to
no,
pick
no,
it
no, no.
apart.
That's not what happened. So after the
I
Destiny
still
trip,
don't I still don't understand.
let
It's
me
just still
explain what happened. Let me explain the series of the events. So Melody came live, our son came live, was about July ending or so, thereabouts, to show us that they are in Destiny trip. They tried to like shock us so that we'll be involved in the next season. So everybody like, why? Why is Mattel and Melody in a trip? Then she explains that, oh, it was a family trip and it's not like she was like wanting to be with Mattel. And that was the Destined trip. Melody then came live a month later saying she wants to change her name and everything. And then she went to the courts to change her name. Currently her name is still Melody Holt, but
I
she has refined
understand that part. Not to cut you off, Lana. I understand that part. What I'm trying to figure out with Tisha and Melanie, where is all this animosity coming from? Where
from
Melanie
the
feel the need to dig up dirt on Tisha to destroy her marriage and bring in
alleged.
family members. Where is all that coming from? Or Melanie sitting there, she angry because of stuff that happened on social media or something that I did not see that happened on that show? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, see,
Because I don't see what Tisha did to Melanie, but Melanie is sat there and trying to destroy her marriage.
of things like let's not even talk what Tisha did when in 2019, 2020. She should not even be shocked about Melody's reactions, and that's why people.
So they upset. So she upset because Tisha was shocked about Melanie's
No, no,
relation,
no.
well, her marriage.
See,
Come
let me
on.
explain. A lot of things happened between 2019, 2020, and
So
that's
what
why I'm.
happened? That's what I'm trying to. What happened? What did Tisha say?
What didn't she say? She went on numerous lives laughing at Melody's situation. And the funny thing is that these lives, I don't even think they are anymore. But if I search, I'll see if I can search them out because these are very, very long time ago.
Mhm.
She mocked Melody so bad during that time. But I have no problem with that. Now, I will still keep saying that Alonda's situations are alleged because not one single evidence is out. Just like we keep saying that the cheating is alleged. Not one. If Alonda was so righteous, she could have brought maybe a DM, a message, a text message trail,
But that's
something,
none. That's
but
none.
there's
That
not.
was nothing.
So everybody is basing it like when we reviewed our episode, like reunion part one, what we could say was they are basing it on Alonda's rumor. What if Alonda is lying?
So they saying for 5 years off of a rumor because an outside lady saying that she had an affair with Marcel. So they continue beating his dead horse. So that is why Tisha
Why
and Melanie cannot get along. So pretty much that's what you're
the,
saying, right?
the Alonda situation happened at the beginning. No, no, no. That was like is this season two, season three, along that time. But from season one, they were already fighting. From what I could remember, they already started. They came out blows, punching. Tisha was throwing jabs. They were returning it. So I don't like when people feel like, oh, it's because of something that happened. These two women never liked themselves. They were never friends. So I don't like when people are like, oh, you can't keep friendship. You guys were friends before. There is a difference between a co-worker and a friend. They were
Mm-hmm.
never friends. And then, oh, you guys were not friends. Then Wanda added to the situation and just made it terrible. Now for the second one, which is Kiki, I will always say, as I've said, when you do an action, don't be surprised by the reaction. Kiki
Absolutely.
was not
I agree to that.
Kiki was not used. Kiki wanted to be on TV. Did you watch her interview? I don't think you did. The interview happened last week.
No,
Kiki
I
wanted
didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
TV, and then she knew Melody first, and Melody reached. I don't even know, but she reached out and said, "Okay, come on the show and everything." So she came on the show.
And
She
not to
was
cut you off with that, when Melanie sat there and said that she knew, or caller said that Melanie knew Kiki first,
she did.
before she knew Tisha, but still, of all, what I'm saying is that they are still blood family. So even if Melanie did know Tisha first, that's still crossing boundaries because they are family, and that's why it's gonna backfire on Melanie. So, like I said, guys, we are trying to talk. We talking about love and marriage in Huntsville. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm just trying to make it make sense because I'm trying to find out where is all this animosity where everybody's saying that, you
That's what
know,
I'm telling. The animosity,
Melanie is right, but what Melanie, nobody
animosity
can make it make
of
sense.
camera,
That's what I'm saying. Nobody can make it make sense.
animosity is off camera. And the show is doing a terrible job of bringing what happened off
But it's
camera.
not the show. I watch, and I'm gonna start, and I would like to you to come on my panel, and also guys, make sure you go ahead and check out Talk with uh, say your show again, Lana.
Lana,
She's from Nigeria. Go ahead and mention your show again.
talk with Lana.
Yes, make sure you join her live, okay, guys. But what I'm just trying to do is trying to make this make sense, because I'm trying to see what people is talking about, how everybody is wrong coming against Melanie, where I'm hearing now that they saying Funky Dineva, they want him cancer, but nobody is making it make sense, because what I think is they basing all this animosity off of social media and what fans and bloggers are putting, are saying, because none of this stuff have taken place on that show.
That's the point.
None
You're
of
not
this
getting.
stuff have taken place on this show. Maybe it's like what you said, behind the scene, or maybe it had end up on the cutting room floor. But I don't see what did Tisha did to Melanie, to the point where Melanie got to sit there and try to ruin her marriage.
Now,
That's
now,
sacred.
look
That's her
at this
children.
now.
You
I
jeopardizing
will
her
not,
family.
I
Go
will not
ahead.
I will not accept someone saying someone is trying to ruin your marriage. Mm-mm.
So
I don't
by
know what.
Melanie going in and dragging in Tisha's cousin, first
It's
cousin,
good.
and
It's
dragging in another woman that allegedly has slept with Tisha's husband, you don't think that's
not
called
that.
Melanie in somebody's business?
So we
Just
cannot bring
because your marriage didn't turn out right?
cannot bring Alonda into this as an evidence. Alonda is an alleged T with no evidence. Now, for Tisha's cousin, she wanted to hurt Tisha, and
But she
she voluntarily gave off that information. Because I was in that live. Melody had that live. Was it December 2021? I joined that particular live on Instagram, and everybody was bubbly. She was the one.
See, that's what it is. Not to cut you off, but now I know exactly where the snake at. I know exactly where to cut the head off at. It's coming from Instagram. It's coming from other social media outlets. All
Talking
this
about
stuff that's happening is not coming off on the show. They
that's
basing all this off of uh, other social media outlets, and they're not getting paid for
not,
that.
you're not getting. It's not the fans' social media. This is between each other. They are throwing jabs, and Carlos is not bringing it. Like, haven't you? Don't you see Real Housewives when they come at each other on social media? It comes on the show, so fans can really connect. That's why people are like, "Oh, what's going on? Why is this?" That's why people could not understand why Melody was pissed during the time they shot the reunion. That was the time where Tisha and Marcel came on Instagram Live, mocked her for a custody battle with Mattel.
Instagram Live. That's still
Yes,
not the show. That's still not the
just
show,
getting
Lana.
my point. It's like you're not getting me. You mocked me on Instagram Live. My ex-husband took me to court and said I was sleeping with so many men and I was
But that's
very
the ex-husband doing that. They are putting their own business out on social media. That has nothing to do with Marcel and Tisha. I don't. Come on, guys. This is not making sense.
Marcel and Tisha came after her. Mattel came after her just like a week prior to the shoot. Then Maurice had a, what would I say? Maurice had an interview saying that was Kimi is not friends with Melody, and then Destiny came live answering questions again, saying that Melody did not help her at all. The person who actually put her on the show was Mattel, and then she
So look,
turned.
so put a point. All right, I'll put a point right there. I'll put a pin right there. Okay, so do Melanie, do Destiny supposed to bow down just
And it
because
was
Melanie had helped her out? Do she supposed to bow down and kiss her toes? Do
that.
you actually think, come on now, Lana, let's talk, let's
Never
reason together. Do you actually think that was fair? Do
I don't
you
like when
actually think that that was fair for
no, I don't like people, and
Melanie to
when
put the business out to say that she had supported
mouth.
Destiny?
Nah, see,
Sorry about that, guys. That's my
do,
tone.
what we're not going to do is pretend like Destiny did not cause reaction for Melody. I'm not going to accept that. And this is my problem with this damn show. Destiny went on an hate campaign for over a week, bashing
So you
Melody.
saying Destiny went on a campaign against Melanie?
She kept saying she was a terrible friend.
What did
That was before
Destiny do? What did Destiny do? See, that's what I'm saying. They can say y'all putting all this
let me land
stuff out, but nobody can say what they
my
did.
point. Let me land my point.
And
See,
like I say, I am team right, guys, but ain't nobody they saying all this stuff, but nobody can say what they did.
you're not
What did
allowing me
Tisha and
to land.
Marcel did?
I am telling you
What
something.
did Tisha and Marcel do to the fact of
I already
Melanie in their business?
things and you are still not listening to me. I don't
Go
like
ahead.
raising voice. So Tisha and Masal have been mocking Melody from the beginning till now that she's in a custody battle. Destiny went for 1 week. She went from heaven to hell, talking about how Melody never helped her, how Melody is a bad friend. She released text messages between her and Melody. Is
But
no
who
longer on her.
opened up that door? Who opened up that can of worm? Melanie went on Carlos King's show with
That
Monique and
before.
brought
That
the
was
business out that she took care
that
of
was before.
Destiny
That was before.
financially.
That's what people are not getting. That was before. And it's very exhausting when you have to tell people the timeline of what happened. Like I said, I'm team love and marriage Huntsville. So I try to follow every single person. This lady went on a hate campaign a week or 2 weeks before that love ninth calf, is it ninth calf with Carlos was shot. Then she revealed that. Then after that again, she kept coming live bashing Melody. Then a week to the reunion being shot, she came again bashing her. So excuse me, I don't like the fact that people can force me to support people. Excuse me if I'm not smiling. None of them are friends. And that's why I say if she leaves the show, all these tiny friendships that they are bonding, Destiny and Stormy, Destiny and Latisha, they will end up fighting because now everybody's banding. It's so weirdly convenient that the shit starter, which is Mattel, is getting no hit.
But just now, come on, let's break this down right here. You say everybody is banding with everybody is siding with Marcel and
Now nobody's
Tisha.
fighting.
So if everybody
Everybody,
is starting with Marsha and Tisha, that means that pretty much Melanie got to check herself because everybody that Melanie befriend end up leaving her, exactly
now
like Martell said.
it's like you're not getting me. They were never friends. Like it's exhausting to keep
So who was
explaining.
not friends? Destiny and Melanie was never friends.
Were never Melody's friends. They were Mattel's friends. Like it's exhausting how people have to explain this several times. They were Mattel's friends. Carlos even says it several times.
No,
These people
Carlos did say at the reunion, he said that Melanie
even
is the one that brought Destiny in.
even said it with our own mouth on social media like 2 months ago that it was Mattel that brought her around. So Mattel introduced her to Melody, and that's why every single time she keeps saying, Mattel was my friend first. Mattel was my childhood friend. Mattel introduced Destiny to Melody, and Destiny is someone who likes the handouts. And I don't even really like talking about Destiny
But how
because
do
I
you
really
say she like handouts and She sat there and said she did not ask. Come on,
Do you know
guys. Come on.
why
That is not being fair
not
because
even why she's
Destiny
mad?
said she did not ask Melanie for anything. Melanie
Even
volunteered
to our
to give
toxic
her the money, and Destiny says she didn't ask for that. So if you volunteer to give somebody money because you know that she's going through financially because of divorce, you don't go and blast it and put it on television. That's something that you keep to
not
yourself. I would have been upset too if I never asked you for money, but soon the minute you gave me money, you go on social media or go on a major platform and tell the world that you gave me money. That's embarrassing. And the reason why it's embarrassing is because number one, I did not ask you to give me any money. That's just like you right now. If you ask me to loan you such and such money, or then okay, and you don't pay me back, yes, I'm gonna blast your tail. But if I volunteer to give you something because I saw that you financially strapped because of your divorce, when I volunteer to give you something, that's personal. That's personal. So nowhere in the world that y'all can sit there and say Melanie is right on there. Melanie is just I
never said
don't
she
know.
was right. I never
This
said
is
she was
draining.
right.
This is draining, guys. This is
I
really
never
draining.
it's like you are not listening to understand my point. I've never even talked about that. I'm talking about the actions that led to reactions. Like I said, I overly react. So don't I don't take it nicely when people are angry at people's reactions to their words, to their actions. I do not take it nicely. You Let me tell you the sequence of events before we talk about the whole that led to Melody speaking, which was not right. You came online, called her a bad friend because she went through a divorce while she was going through her own divorce, said she logged you out, she only visited you for about 2 minutes, and that she did not call you, she did not talk to you while she was going through a messy divorce. And then you said,
I understand that part, but also
oh,
you have to look at it. Melanie and Martell put their own business out.
no,
So if
but
you putting your own business out, then you
this
free
is
game people to pick it apart.
this is not about Mattel at all. She said Melody was not there for her while Melody was going through her own divorce, which is very irritating. You never even told Melody you were going through a divorce. You wanted her to be telepathic and sort of get this information. How? And when she stopped by, you said she didn't do enough. Then you went around, she did about 2, 3 interviews calling her a bad friend. So Melody reacted, albeit disproportionately.
Hi, graduate. She said hi to you, Lana.
I
Hi, thank you guys for joining my live. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. I'm here with Lana. We trying to see how to go ahead and break this down when it comes to love and marriage in Huntsville, which I'm still have not, I'm still confused. I'm more confused because I still don't understand, how Melanie, she's the victim. I just don't see it. And I just trying to find out through Lana to show me, where, something that I'm missing. So if I'm missing something, guys, comment, let me know, because this is why Lana here, she's trying to show me where, everybody else, is wrong from pretty much of what Melanie, when it comes to Melody. So
I'm
I'm
not
trying to make it
saying
make sense.
I'm not saying Melody is a victim. I'm saying everybody is reacting and then they are crying wolf that, oh, why is she doing this? Her reaction is too much. You called me a bad friend. She reacted disproportionately by revealing what she did. Fine. And I've said that several times. And now your friendship has ended. So let it go. We are tired of hearing she's a bad friend. That's why I was very irritated yesterday when I caught on that live and all she was talking about was this same lady.
Mm-hmm.
It just proves that you're obsessed. I don't know what you're obsessed with. Maybe you're obsessed with the friendship that you lost. Maybe you're obsessed that she was the listening ear that you had, but you picked a side and stick with it. And for Tisha and Marcel, I won't allow anybody to say that they are victims.
Mm-hmm.
They made
Well,
an action against Kiki, and Kiki reacted disproportionately. And everybody should deal with their actions and the repercussions.
and
So
I totally understand that. I totally understand. It's a
nobody is
feedback. Is a feedback between you and I. I think you got a mic, another mic on. Is a
me.
feedback. Let me
Can
see.
you
Oh, okay. I don't hear anything now. But I don't know you. Well, I know you had saw it because you say you recorded it. But last night I did see Destiny live last night where she explained because what had happened, with Melanie and herself, when it comes to the phone calls, because for some reason, Callers King, they decide to go ahead and cut that part out. But Destiny came on and she explained what had happened when Melanie had told the cast that Destiny was calling Martell like 1 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So Destiny last night, she went ahead and she broke it down. She said that she was coming, I guess, from Detroit, and it's not her exact words, it's not verbatim, and that it was like late at night, and she was passing through, and she had called Martell and Sheree. She said Sheree had offered her a place to stay, which that was nice. So now I think that Martell and Sheree is together, because I thought it was just for publicity stuff, which I still think it is, But I think that Melanie had got upset with Destiny from going over to Sheree's house, to spend the night, and the reason why Destiny says she did that, because it was like late at night, she was on the road, and Martell did not wanted her on that road, so he offered her a place to go ahead and lay her head until she wake up the next morning. So I think that Melanie had got upset because Destiny was over at Sheree's house, and to Melanie, she's like, yes, Nene Leaks, she's territorial. So I think that Melanie had got upset because Destiny was over there at Sheree's house. But if you guys are divorced, why are you worrying? If you moved on with your life, then I
be
wouldn't even worried about that. I would have just went ahead and let that go. But I think, let me just get this little point out. What I think is that Destiny, Melanie is a person like, if you friends with me, you friends with me. And if I hate this person, then you should hate that person as well. That's what I think.
now? The real question number one should have been, how did Destiny know Mattel's phone was hacked? Two, if that was true, Melody wouldn't have told Stormy to go know the others by herself.
That's easy to figure out how it was hacked, because
How?
quite obvious, Melanie went ahead and mentioned it to Destiny. So if
No,
Melanie
they
is
are
bringing up some
friends.
business that
Something
she
that
only
happened
knew that she didn't share with
then.
Destiny, so I would have
Now,
sat there and said, how do you know that information? You
that's
must have
not
hacked the phone.
that's the one I would not even agree with, because they do not talk anymore. Destiny said it. So there is no way Melody would have mentioned that to her. Melody filed a police report for this whole thing. So how did she know? That's a very cogent question that nobody is asking. How? If you guys are no longer talking, how? And I have a problem with that, because Destiny's story keeps changing, and I'm trying to just like that. I don't really, as I said, I don't really put my emotions towards Destiny, because she's giving me nothing. And when you give me nothing, I can't judge any person. I can't judge you. I don't know anything about Destiny. So she gives me basically nothing in the
And I
show.
think that the reason why everybody is saying that Destiny is not is a feedback. The mic is hot. The reason why I think that everybody is saying that Destiny is not giving anything, because they are not letting Destiny tell a story. And I truly believe if Destiny was team Mel, oh, everybody would have been lifting her up today. I think that the reason why Destiny is not giving nobody's nothing because Destiny is not eating Melanie's BS. Destiny is
Uh,
not at
that's a
her beck
lie.
and feet. But I
Tiffany
don't
is
see how
female
that
and
friendship,
Tiffany is
just like
boring.
Destiny said, let me say this right here. Just like Destiny sat there and say the friendship is over, which I will have it over as well, because anytime when you come and help me, when I know I'm going through a financial difficulty and you blast it on social media, then that friendship is over. Melanie, she should have never brought that up, especially when Destiny did not ask for her help. And anyone that goes through a divorce, you know that's going to help, that's going to really mess with your finance because you're paying for lawyer fees and you're pulling out money out your savings. And just for Melanie to go and bring that to social media, that was that was a punch in the gut. That was a punch in the gut. That's just to show you that Melanie does have a dark side. Melanie, and like I said, I'm gonna say allegedly because I did say on your show, she comes across as a narcissist. And I know you hate that word when I sit there and attach that to Melanie.
That's because I'm into like the medical field. So it's just when people say that, I'm like, ooh, don't add that word. Like people overuse the words. I'm like, oh, don't do that. It's something you need to check list. So when people are like, oh, this person's a narcissist, this person's a this person's a that, it's really exhausting to me.
And you can
Now,
see that Melanie is hurt. Melanie is so hurt. And the thing about it is hurt people hurt people.
let me
When Melanie was on that platform at that reunion, the entire time she was making all these faces,
let
and
now
she didn't feel like she was empowered until she sat there and tried to cut somebody down. Why would she sit there and shine the light on
can I
Martell's
speak?
shoes, calling Martell's shoes
Can I
ugly on the on at the reunion? That was petty. That was childish.
can I speak? So I
No,
already
it's not a
explained
real
what
friend. You're
see,
right. No, that's not a real friend because a real friend would not do nothing like that. If that's what you call
she's not
friend, I hate to
their friend.
know what that wench gonna be if she was my enemy.
Sorry, she's not their friend. Like I've explained, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I already explained the series of events that happened a week to that reunion. So miss me that she was not smiling. I too would not be smiling. And Destiny should also miss me with that. If you go on social media, try to ruin my name and call me a terrible
She didn't
person,
ruin her name.
get it.
Destiny sat there and put
Can I land? If
Destiny,
my
Destiny did not ruin Melanie's name.
Destiny
Destiny was upset because Melanie went on Callers King
she
platform
ruined
and sat there
Melanie's
and put their
name.
personal business on
She
display.
ruined
Melanie talks too
Melanie's
much.
name.
And,
God,
and and that's why I say Melanie have gotten too big for the show. Somebody, she needs to just leave because if
she's
you
not
cannot
fake.
film with someone on that show, Melanie is toxic. She is low vibrational person. Melanie needs to just go ahead and leave because first of all, nobody wants to befriend no one like this. Because if Melanie do something for somebody, trust me, it's going to be aired out, and that's real talk.
Let me tell you something. You keep skipping over what I'm saying. Destiny went on a social media campaign to insult this lady. So
What did
yes,
Destiny say? You never ever sat there and told me what
oh,
none of them
let me
said.
tell you.
What
Oh, okay.
did Destiny
Let me
said?
tell you.
Tell
She
me
said,
what did Destiny
let
say?
me tell you then. She said she was evil, said she was a terrible friend, said she can never help anybody, said she's never there for anyone, and she called her some bunch of names that I do not want to say because they were very terrible. She called her
Why
out
did
on her.
she say it? She said it because Destiny
You
the
cannot tell me why. No, you cannot tell me why. Because you said this before this lady reacted, and I do not know what happened, so I'm not going to say why. It's not my business. You
It's
went to
the
one
reason why she said that is because
can't
Melanie sat there and put out her
bias.
personal business, and
No,
Melanie was jealous.
bias.
Let me say this right quick.
Being biased because
Lana, let me say this right quick,
they can say
because
this.
we both have a right to agree to disagree, and this the uniqueness of it, that we can come together and we can talk about somebody else's business, because like I said, we don't know these people from a can of paint. Trust me, they ain't cutting us no checks, okay? We only just talking about it, and that's the uniqueness of coming together. And I like it because we have a right to agree to disagree. But let me go ahead and say this right quick. I think that Melody, just like I said, she was upset that Destiny was friends with Martell when Martell and Destiny had divorced. So I guess Melanie felt that Destiny should have been right there, team Melanie, and cut Martell clean off. That's what I think.
So let me just say this. We cannot think for someone that has not said anything. I hate thinking for people. If you've not said something, I'm not going to say it. So, mind you,
Well, I don't know these people personal.
Destiny,
I
Destiny,
only can go by of what they airing out on the show. I don't know them
Destiny
personally. So
thing
everything
to
at the end of the day is an opinion.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Let me say, Destiny was the facts now. Destiny first came after Mel, and she reacted. So I'm sorry if she reacted overboard. Things happen. And I've said it several times that it was overboard, but you came for me first. Just like Tisha and Kiki. Tisha and Masao came for Kiki first, and then she overreacted. So I don't like when people start at the middle and like, oh, Melody did this. And excuse me, Melody and Mattel's divorce was very, 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 very messy. So who would want to have a friend, as Melody said? In this reunion, Melody called Destiny out and told her, you were telling me what he was saying, and you were telling him what I was saying. Who would want that kind of friend?
Okay, you said that Destiny and Martell marriage, I mean, their divorce was very messy.
Oh,
Who
it
put it
was
out? Who put it out? They put
because
their own
government are
business out.
there.
Just like
Because government are
Martell.
there.
Let me say this
No,
right quick, Lana.
now,
Come on, Lana.
not
Lana.
government there.
Let me say this right quick. Melanie and Martell put their own business out. No one wouldn't know what's going on in their household, in their business, if they wouldn't have never went on social media airing out their own business. Martell went on Dr. Heavenly platform and questioned the paternity of their young child.
It
Now,
did not. It
was Miss Wanda wrong? Was
the
Miss Wanda wrong? Yes,
bottom
Miss Wanda was wrong. But the thing
down.
about it, if you air it
Now,
out,
he
you are free
questioned the
game.
let's
Go
let me
ahead, go
correct
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, Lana.
paternity of the child she aborted. Let's get this clear. He never questioned the paternity of Sugar Mama. He
Yes, he
questioned the
did. Yes, he
of
did.
oh my god, can someone pull out that interview?
Martell
She had
did. Martell did question the paternity of
sorry,
the
to
last
allow
child.
everybody to change the narrative of what happened. He questioned the paternity of the child she aborted. I watched that interview. I was there. I called him out on someone else's panel. I've watched that interview several times. So no. Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I go with that until I take your word until I go ahead and fact check it myself. Because,
And
like I
that's
say, I'm not too invested in these people's lives. I look at it as a show. Because
I
that's how I look at it.
that was why because when I watch shows, I tend to follow. Before I started blogging about the show, like last year, maybe November or so, October, November, then thereabouts. I watch shows and I like getting invested. So I follow the cast, I watch their lives and all those kind of things. I just enjoy it because I have a very busy schedule and these kind of things are like they distress me. So I've been following this show for years, and then the whole show is deteriorating. That's why I said at the beginning, nobody should be angry about what's happening to each other.
Absolutely. I totally agree, especially when it's a
Everybody
reality
has
show.
done something to each other, and everybody now is reacting to actions. So if Melody does something to Tisha, I don't care. If Tisha does something to Melody, I don't care, because they've done something to each other, and now nobody should cry wolf. So nobody is saying Melody is a victim. I'm just saying this: blame Melody for all what they've done. Blame Melody because she does not have a friend in the show. How would she have a friend on the show when all these guys were our ex-husband's friends first? As he said, Destiny was Melody's friend first, so obviously they went back to the older person.
So let me ask you this question, just like the title, because you say that's why you wanted to come on because of the title. If Melody is not happy filming with the rest of the castmate, do you think that Melanie should stay on that show?
See, I can tell, because if she's not, I said this at the beginning, if she's not there, a lot of people would not have storylines. Destiny in particular. And if people want to keep giving Destiny a second, a third, a fourth, 100 chance, then Melody would have to be on that show.
So now that we know that it's a household name, and this is like one of the top ratings show on network, do you think that if Melanie move on, do you think that that show will last?
Now,
You don't think
I'm
that it
not
will
saying,
last?
I'm not saying she's bringing drama. I'm saying she's at the center of it all, which we can all
Oh,
agree.
so you're saying that she's the center of that show. So if Melanie leave today, the show is going to fail, right? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, because in a life I did, I said I don't have a problem with them finding a new center.
Hmm.
Because if you want to take someone off a show, you have to find a new center. And that was where Villas of Atlanta had it wrong. They did not find a new center, they just removed Nini.
Hmm.
So you need to find, as I said, bring in more couples. Real Housewife shows they have multiple couples. We can't keep having three couples and expect the show to be balanced. Bring in more couples, bring in more people, diversify, and you will find out that this Melody's trying to ruin my marriage. Tisha, I hate you. Destiny, you're not my friend. All this, it will disappear.
So this is what I think. If just say if I would write the script for Love and Marriage in Huntsville, and I think this is what, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but I think this is what their plan B is. Because if I'm a part of something and I'm not happy and I continue to participate in it, all I'm going to do is just bring the show down, pretty much sabotage the show because of that low vibrational energy. So if Melanie is not happy filming with any of the cast members, then I think that they should continue with the show because they are a household name. So what I think is that Melanie, if she do leave, they plan B is to bring in Sheree. Sheree is there to help the
Now,
show
Cheryl is not going to leave Real
continue.
of Atlanta
That's
for
what I
this.
think, that Sheree is there to help the show continue. And Sheree is a vet. And not only that, even Marcel said out his own mouth the reason why Melanie is upset because Martell has upgrade by bringing in Sheree because Sheree knows the pros and the cons
Everybody is
when it
thinking
comes to these reality shows because she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, even though she was in and out from day one.
that's the point. People keep saying Melody is mad about the Sheree, and I've never seen her say anything about this lady.
Well, I'm just going by what Marcel has said.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. I get I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I get uncomfortable when people try to claim that someone is mad about something and there is like no evidence to back it up.
Mhm.
So if
Okay,
you
and
want,
another question that I have, not to cut you off for that, but let's go ahead and move on. Another one. Okay, now that we know that Melody, she went ahead and she dug up Marcel's alleged affair and offered
allegedly,
to, yeah, allegedly, and also wanted to pay her $5,000 to come on the show. And not only that, she went ahead and befriend Kiki, wanted Kiki to go on to tell Marcel and Tisha's business. So by Melanie bringing all that to the show, do you think it's fair game for Tisha and Marcel to bring in Ariane Curry?
they do not have the power to bring Gary on
Why not? When that's a
because
part of Martel's reality, because that is
they
his
they
child.
don't have power. And Mattel would even prevent it because haven't you noticed Mattel is trying to change its image? Now imagine someone like Arion coming in. Would that do him a favor?
But who are we talking about? We talk about Martel and his affair. So if
We
we talking about Martel and his affair
we
and keep
moved
bringing
on.
up coleslaw, as they call a coleslaw, which her
Move
name is Ariane
on.
Curry, then
Let me
that's
get
a part of his reality.
let me
That is
tell
a
you,
part of Martel's reality. So if that's a part of
if
Martel's reality, then I think that we should be able to see that part. And if we cannot see that part, then Martel should leave as well, because you cannot bring in four of your kids that's for Melanie and sit there and leave out the other child that you had, you have out there. That's not reality at all.
so let me tell you,
I know
it's
it
important.
hurts, but that's true. That's
It's
real. That's
important,
real
one,
talk.
because it will be damaging to their image. One, the
But
storyline
but
of
but it
Are-
happened. You saying it would be damage to the image, but it would happen.
let me land. Two, we've moved on. Like if this was season one, season two, probably. But it's never like I'm just like there's some things that when people say you just say it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Never, ever, 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 ever going to happen.
I don't never
Ab-
believe never ever.
Avion is not going to smell the shores of that show. Never. Because not only we on lose their viewers, the grassroots viewers that are already being lost would disappear totally.
Well, I think that when it comes to reality shows, I think that it is a distraction and a stereotype black people. I think it's there to demise a black, especially very hard on black men. So we are a type of people that we run towards stuff like this. And whenever they ever showed us in a good light, now I thought that now that they own a black network, that we will be able to tell our story. And I'm not asking them to be like the Bill Cosby show or the stuff like that, but still of all these type of reality shows is to destroy marriages anyway, so I don't see where it's wrong to show Martell's reality, and that's by bringing in Ariane Curry, bringing their son. So if Martell is going to stay on that show, then he going to have to tell his
F
story,
about Avion's
or are they
son.
going to have to just go ahead and just shut the show down?
Hey, nobody gives two F's about Arion's son. And
Who
that's
are
it.
we talking about? We've been talking about Ariane Curry from day
I'm
one, because
has
that's the demise of everything
nobody,
happened. That's the reason why
nobody,
Melanie
nobody
went ahead and divorced her
because
husband, because of he had an
Melody is
affair with the mistress.
what is she going to talk about? Melody is dating someone else. Mattel is dating someone else. What the hell is she going to come about? They are divorced. Nothing. No storyline. Not nothing. We know the entire storyline. He met her 8 years ago. Had been cheating on her for 8 years. They had the son. She aborted 3 times. What else is she going to talk about? I'm tired. What?
What I'm saying is that if you're going to say that you divorced Martell because he had an outside affair, and you guys gonna keep throwing that in Martell's face, not letting it go, keep beating it like a dead horse, then I believe that then now he should be able to be open and tell his story.
Tell what damn
Because
story.
if you don't tell your story, then you are not being transparent. So
Tell what
if that's a
story.
part of his story, his reality, then I think that he should be able to tell his own story, because we spinning it 100 and different ways, because we from the outside looking in. So if we're going to continue talking about it and beating this dead horse when they've been divorced for 2 years, but we still trying to attach these two together, then it's a time for him to move on. And if he have feelings
He
for
should move.
Ariane Curry, then I believe that they should get together.
Well, she's not going to get together on this show, and I'm telling you, because it's not going to happen.
This is all about ratings, and like I say, these people does not care about us. They don't
Well,
care how out,
there's
because
one thing
they
I'm
think
going
that
to
black
tell you.
people are dysfunctional families anyway. So you think that these people care
There's
what we
one thing
think, what the
to tell you.
viewers think? They ain't worrying about that. All they
Okay,
worrying about is two things: ratings and almighty dollars. And when they come on these reality shows, they already done sold their soul already. The minute that they sign on the dotted line. That's why when they come on married, they leave off divorce. Because this is not healthy for nobody's relationship, these reality shows. Because these people are too invested in these people's lives. They think that 99% of these people's lives are played out on these reality shows, not knowing these people are only giving you just a snippet of their lives. But you guys think that this stuff is real. So if you
so
want to look at it as real, then I believe that if you're going to tell the whole story, tell this whole story. That's how I look at it.
what story? So before I leave, because I have to go out now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say there is no story. I don't like. There's no story. I don't see any story. If they were still together, probably, but they're divorced. They are done. There's no story. They are both
Well,
dating two different.
if they're divorced and they are done, then squash it, leave it, move on. That's how I
It was
look
the one
at it.
that took her to court. There is not like he's the one that keeps holding her back.
I don't understand why he's holding her back. I don't understand. What I think is that these two need to figure out what they're going to do, because now they are divorced. Only thing that they have in
So
common, and that's their
why
kids, which they're gonna be able to be
why
in each other's
suing?
lives for at least 18 years.
Why suing to keep her from changing her name? Why suing to keep her to like it's just mind boggling to me when people are like, oh, you should move on with his life. You are the one that took your ex-wife to court behind her back.
And he said why. He said why. He
Oh,
mentioned why.
sis, because it's a
Martell said the
lie.
reason why he did that
It's a
because
lie.
Melanie, she was out there on the road because she wants to be a celebrity or a star or whatever, and she had about 20 some people
I'm
babysitting
not
his
saying
kids.
like
So
there is
that's why he filing for full custody.
there's a limit to an insult a man is going to have or do to a woman. That's the biggest insult someone can tell a lady. Tell me that, oh, you do not have time for your kids. And the
She
fact
didn't.
that
She didn't. How you gonna have time for your kids when you on the
because
road?
they're always with her. Women work in Africa
So
and
you
Nigeria.
saying that? So what are you?
Tell you
Come on, Lana. Lana, you're not being fair. You're not being fair. And the reason why
tell
you're
you,
not being fair
can I
because
land?
Melanie
Can
is choosing a life on the road and
I
in going into
can I land?
entertainment industry. That is
Can
a
I
beast.
land?
And do you
Can
think
I
that
land?
she can sit there and raise her kids on the road
Yes.
while she's
Can I
chasing her
land?
dreams?
Yes, can I land? So this just proves to me that children are liability to women because all what you guys are saying is discouraging women from having a career, and it pisses me off because I have a career where I have to spend over like sometimes 24 hours a day in the hospital working, and then someone will tell me I'm choosing my career over my kids. That's insultive, and I'm not going to take that.
It's
I
not
will always
insulting
I
because
will
it
always
happened.
no, no, no.
I don't
See,
think that he would. I don't think that no one could ever say
see,
that
let me
Martell
tell
is a
you.
bad parent.
can I
Go
land,
ahead.
please?
Go ahead. I'm gonna give you the floor because
About
we
to go.
over hour anyway. And this is not personal, guys. So we just only having a debate about
Yeah.
a reality show.
So I grew up in Nigeria, so it's weird to me when I hear American people say, "Oh, a lady is too busy," because over here, the people who actually raise the kids is the community. A woman doesn't raise a kid alone. So when I watch this show and people are like, "Oh, the nannies," I'm like, "Wow, this is a cultural shock to me." Because over here, you grow up with nannies till you're like about 15. And that's why my country has the lowest rate of postpartum depression, lowest rate of maternal depression, because we understand one vital thing: the community is meant to raise the child. And a woman is supposed to work, especially in this economy where things, I don't even know what's going on with the economy. Things are just so hard unnecessarily. So when he said she's always working, then he should look into himself retrospectively. Why am I not working? Because let's be honest, all his businesses are not doing well. And why is the if he cares so much, why is he not asking for full custody of Knox? Because he's the one that is always with a liquor bottle. He's the one that is always very questionable positions. Why? So I hate it so much when people are like, Melody is working too much. Over here, women's career is never a reason to say you're seeking for full custody. And like, I'm very passionate about that because, yeah, we always tell our children your career is important because if you are broke, who's going to take care of these kids?
I understand quite what you're saying, but we have two different views, and
Views.
especially you have your mic is hot. We have two different views when it comes to raising kids. I truly believe that Martell is old fashioned. I believe that he's traditional, which I am also, being that we are all from the South. And I truly believe that when it comes to kids, raising kids, that I don't want my kids sleeping at any and everybody house, because before you know it, then your kids all messed up. Just because you two cannot act like grown adults, that does not mean that you have to destroy the kids. And we all know that if it's things is working,
Not completely.
don't fix what's not broken. And
Yes.
I think it was last week where Melanie and Martell was at one of the children's school where she made the spelling bee or something like that. So quite obvious, whatever they are doing now as co-parent is working out. So if
Oh, they are
he
still
said
up.
that if Melanie is out there on the road, which we know entertainment, we know how it will suck you in, it will suck your children, it will destroy your entire life. So if he does not want his kids out there on the road, that is his choice.
Unfortunately, he
And if
has
he's
so
willing to sit there and take full custody, which he
it's
said,
not
the
going to
reason why,
happen.
let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick, Lana. He said, Martell said that he's willing to take full custody of the kids, but Melanie, she can get the kids whenever she feel. Then to
And you know
me, I don't see
what?
nothing wrong with it.
So she's going to pay him child support.
I,
Please,
I don't know about child. I don't think that he even mentioned anything about child support, and I don't
you
even
get
think that
what you
even
get.
Melanie even ever mentioned anything about child
Do you know,
support, because
do you
if
know that?
Melanie said that Martell wanted child support, I'm pretty sure that every blogger would have reported that.
Do you know that this is not the first time he's suing her for full custody?
Say that again.
I said, do you know that this is not the first time he's trying to get full custody?
And well, I'm pretty sure that he is, because he said that
Nah,
when
this
the
is not
both
the
of
first
them was
time.
together, Melanie really checked out. She tapped out, where when he was coming home, he was cooking, cleaning, and bathing his children. He said he bathed the kids till
What
he couldn't
the?
bath the kids anymore because they started. he felt
You
like, the kids was ruined.
are, I'm sorry, you are a father. Are you not supposed to take care of your kids? I don't understand what goes on out there, but you're a parent. So it's like that's why it's always weird to me. That's why I said the cultural differences is quite like apparent in this situation because I'm seeing it from my side. Over here, once you are doing this, they feel like you're a dad, not that you are doing anything more than you're supposed to be. You're a parent, you're supposed to take care of your kids. So I'm sorry, is the mother supposed to be the one baiting the kids, doing everything? What's the use of you?
I don't know. But on
Getting
this note, is like I said, we are not going to agree, but we
yeah,
can agree to disagree. So
yeah,
this is the longest that I ever, I really don't like to stay over an hour. We've been on an hour and 25 minutes. I really enjoyed this debate. Like I said, I'm looking forward for, to come back on my channel as well, to, I go on your channel because this is what it's all about. You will never know what's going on until you ask. And by us coming together, it's not an argument or anything. We just debating, and that's real talk. So, Lana, I really enjoyed the conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and close it down because it was an hour and 25 minutes. I got some work to do, and I really enjoyed you and thank you for keeping up with your bargain by coming on the show. And once I'm through with what I have to take care of, and if you have a live, I will come on. Okay.
yeah.
So, if anything that you want to say that's not pertaining to Real Housewives of Atlanta, or anything that you want to say, to go ahead and close it out.
All right. So I guess everybody will have to agree to disagree, but one place I would never accept is saying someone's occupation will affect their kids. So that's just what I'm saying. So it was really nice speaking with you. I always like it when I speak with people that don't have the same views
Hmm.
because it makes it like so I try.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I really do like it. So
So
thank you, girl. I'm finna do is I'm finna go ahead and run a few errands. And if you set up a live today, and I see you on, I'll probably come on and check you out. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But like I said, this is the uniqueness about it, that we all have a right to agree to disagree, which all I'm trying to see is, what's going on, how, it's all one-sided, to me it's one-sided, and I'm not team Melanie. I'm not team Scott's. I'm team Right. And I'm here to, speak the truth, and that's real talk, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is a reality show, which that's why I had stopped, doing reality shows, because this stuff is draining, because these people, especially when it comes to the fans, they take this stuff personal. They take these stuff that this is these people lives. These people are getting paid thousands and thousands, and some are getting paid millions of dollars to air not even uh, 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 all or half of their business, but a snippet, just a snippet of their business on this reality show. And that's what it is, a reality show. So, guys, on that note, guys, thank you for joining my live. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And some of my subscribers, I know you guys, when it comes to these reality shows, I know you guys is not used to it. But this is how I had started the channel, and I was trying to go ahead and redirect it, but it looked like it's going back into the same place. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this channel right here strictly for entertainment. And I also have another channel I went ahead and set up just for my ministry. And the name of my ministry is Truth Seekers. So, guys, I'm still, working on it, trying to put some content on there where we can talk about real issues, not something that's going to distract us, because when it comes to these reality shows, I think it's only a distraction. But like I said, the world of its own. So on that note, guys, peace and blessings. You all have a good day.